of you and of you and What I feel for you deep inside, it's a feeling that I can no longer hide. You're my perfect dream, oh my living nightmare. What I feel for you deep inside, it's a feeling that I can no longer hide. Perfect dream, oh my living nightmare. My living nightmare. Of you and
All right, and we're back, and we are casting a ZVZ on Ohana. I'm going to go ahead and get started introducing the orange Zerg player. In the bottom right corner of Ohana, it's going to be Kami for CT6.
And towards the upper left-hand corner of Ohana, did I say it means family? I might have not mentioned that yet. It means family. We have all inspiration. P. Sosa, our captain, our boss man, head of the All-In Mafia, and all that good jazz.
And always playing that pink Zerg.
Yeah, I've never seen him not be pink. It seems to be his thing.
Maybe when he gets into the lobby against his opponent and they pick pink, he's like, no. And he like quits the lobby and then remakes a new lobby, sets himself as pink, and then invites the guy.
Yeah, and that would be really dumb.
But who knows? Anyway, so far nothing too crazy going on. We're past the 14 supply mark, and there's no pools going down. So
I'm so disappointed. I asked you to 9 pool Pisosa. It's what Koreans do all the time now. I don't know why, but it seems like at least on the Korean level that the 9 pool is kind of really, really, really good. Not really sure why I didn't see the Rogue Soul Key series in SSL, but I think that was a lot of 9 pools, and it was a 3-0 as well. So.
Well, 9 pool would be pretty good against Kami, going with the hatch first here and the gas first before pool. So being pretty greedy here.
What did I tell you, Pisosa? What did I tell you? 9 pool. Anyway. Pisosa going for the gasless.
I think I remember Pisosa saying his 9 pool wasn't very good, though.
Yeah, he told me that as well, and I told him to do it anyway.
Well, he didn't. But he did get the pool first, so he's safe against any sort of aggression that's not really coming right now. Not too bad, though. These two builds sort of line up together, although Kami is probably going to have a little bit of an edge here in terms of economy, but it's going to be so small that I don't think it's really going to matter. Except for the fact, actually, that he's got gas and Pisosa doesn't.
Yeah. So as soon as Kami realizes that Pisosa is gasless, Kami can just stop gas at 100, and he can go straight into Zergling speed, nothing else. He can use Zergling speed to secure himself a stupidly fast third, because what's Pisosa going to do to stop it?
Well, he's getting gas now, so it's I guess, delayed. I'm sure there's a reason for it that I'm not smart
Yeah.
enough or
Yep, I know
Zergy
it.
enough to know.
So if we look at the gas of Kami and we look at the gas of Pisosa now, Pisosa will have 50 gas pretty soon, and if he needs to throw down a reactive Baneling Nest, he can throw it down. But if he doesn't need to, then he can just save the gas up for the Roach Warren or Roach upgrades later. So that's why you'd get the gas around this time, just in case you need a Baneling Nest.
Well,
So
he
Snoop-
did. He did scout the gas. He knows exactly how much gas was mined. A little bit extra, I think, with the possibility to get that Baneling Nest, and that's what we're going to see here for Kami. So he's looking to be a little bit aggressive with this playstyle. Got a number of lings on the map
Yeah.
already.
I mean, that's pretty brave. I seem to remember mentioning last week, or maybe the week before, that you can try killing Pisosa, but he never seems to die, and it's really annoying.
I know that a couple instances come to mind where it just looked like Pisosa was destined to die, but then he like stopped microed his drones in a perfect way, and all of a sudden, just all the lings were dead, and it was like he lost 3 drones, and he's way ahead.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that
Kami
happens.
does have this decision point. Ah, here we go. He was waiting on all this lava, and he does decide to go with the lings. He's not injecting his hatcheries, so the follow-up is going to be a little bit later for the next round. But we do see that he is going to attempt a very strong ling baneling timing.
Yeah, and I like the way everything lined up here. Zergling speed just finishes a couple seconds before these lings pop, making their way across the map. Pisosa sees it with the Overlord, so he's able to get ready. Actually lifts his spine up here. He's got to burrow that
I wonder why.
spine.
Oh, he's going for the full ball off. Oh my god, this is going to be quick. This is going to be... Oh,
No,
that's so
not
close.
Those banelings are
You
going
can
to...
bust through that, though. There we go. And he's in. Kami is in. But Pisosa is walling off the...
Oh, so many
God.
drones, though. Oh my god, 6 drones going down, and these lings are going ham on everything here. Nice wall off with the queens, though, and I think there's a transfuse in there. Just now there is, so there it goes, right on time.
But Pisosa is still maintaining the supply, or keeping the supply difference minimal at best. He's got roaches popping out, and Kami decides to back out. Kami's gonna drone up, get his own Roach Warren and Evolution Chamber, and
Run into the main with these lings.
yeah,
Only 5 of them here. Not going to do too much damage, but we'll be able to pick off a few drones here again. And Kami has a pretty sizable drone advantage right now. Nice micro by Pisosa, though. Actually stopped him, I think, from losing too much more.
I
And
think he lost one drone.
yep, so Pisosa has some roaches. He has some lings. He doesn't have a lot of workers. He's making more lings, so... Oh, that was Kami, actually. He's getting upgrades here, is Pisosa. And I think that's a little ambitious, don't you? With only 1 gas and... not enough drones?
I think he's mostly getting getting the upgrades now because he was at the time supply block, so you need to spend your money in a way that doesn't spend supply. So buying upgrades is a good way to do that. Building another base is a good way to do that. But given the fact that he lost drones, he's probably not going to be building roaches for the time being. So if he's just droning up his natural again, he's got this gas bank which you can throw on the upgrades.
Yeah, and he's actually going with the full wall again, so that's a pretty good decision here. Just wall yourself in, fully saturate your natural and your main, and then move out with like +1 and speed with roaches, and you'd be looking
that's a
pretty
map thing, right? Because on Ohana you've got the backdoor rock, so you can just bust out of there whenever you're feeling safe, and you can keep the full wall off. So any run-bys are going to be hindered as well by this full wall off later in the game. But
true.
we do see Kami is getting the quicker third base that Zergling speed allows him to take. A little bit later than maybe I would have liked, but I mean, that's just some stylistic things.
Overlord in position, as it always is for Pisosa. Does he see that? Yeah, he does. Easily. So he knows about the third, and he kind of can gather the mindset from Kami when he sees that, I think. I mean, it's tough to just bank everything on that, but I think your mind instantly goes to, oh, he sees a third, so he wants to drone it up. And that's kind of what we saw. Well, we did see 9 drones pop for Kami, so... looks like he is going to get some drones over there, and Pisos is going to make a decision whether or not he wants to take his third or go with a strong 2-base timing.
Yeah, well, then we have this interesting decision here. Even though Kami has the third base and is droning it up, therefore Pisosa has spent this 9 lava on more roaches, so he's going to have more roaches for this timing.
Yeah, that's...
He is also going to have roach speed up on his opponent as well if he hits pretty quickly. So Pisosa can take any fight he wants until this roach speed finishes.
And the Overseer does see the roaches moving across the map, so Kami has some time to get ready. He's going to focus on defending the third here. Those Banes are not going to have a lot of time to finish up.
I think this is too slow. Pisosa has 21 roaches to the 7 of Kami right now, and these Banelings are still morphing.
He doesn't care about the Banelings. If they all go off on a couple of roaches, it's really not going to be a lot of damage, and you can see that right there. Not too much getting done, and these roaches are severely in favor of Pisosa right now. Although if Kami survives this somehow, he's going to have a major lead, but I don't know how he's going to survive it.
He's going to lose the third base. These 9 drones that he made to saturate the third base were probably better off being made into roaches at that stage. Like, I think maybe even if just these 9 drones were roaches, this could have been held a lot cleaner. But
the roach
at this stage, I think he's going to have to pull drones. The drones coming off the line, the roach warren falling. So this is looking very grim for Kami.
And
I don't think he's going to die.
Well, he might not die just yet, but he's got the Roach Warren rebuilding now, and Pisosa is still moving roaches across the map. Something I want to note here, I don't know how many games it's been, but it's been quite a few where Pisosa seems behind early on because his third is late, and then he just goes and kills his opponent's third, and meanwhile his third is like just finishing up, and now he's got a massive lead.
Yeah, it's a very Tang-esque way of playing that I've noticed. I know, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, have I seen this replay before? Because I swear that Pisosa was down here with like 50 supply up against Zerg player and
was it
like
last
that.
week? It was the one against Chimera, I think, was it?
No, it was this map. These positions in a ZVZ. Right. It was crazy. I mean, I don't think you're going insane, Sin, because I remember that too. But that being said, we do have a Lingburn by going into the main here for Kami. This is some way to get back into the game, killing this queen. That'll deny any future roaches coming out, but these lings are going to get cleaned up pretty easily by these roaches.
He killed a couple queens, actually, so delaying the production here by Pisosa is about as good as Kami can hope for at this point. Pisosa does have the supply lead, and he does have drone lead as well, but the third base going back down for Kami, so I'm probably expecting to see a fourth base go up for Pisosa, and just like that, that drone is moving out to drop a fourth. And, it's going to get shut down by those lings, though. Beautiful timing by Kami, and that's really annoying for Pisosa.
Yeah, Pisosa's actually bringing his entire army back. Oh, no, he's just bringing it back so he can separate off a few roaches there and make sure that this run-by, or this threatened run-by, doesn't do any more damage. And it is going to try and run in now, but Pisosa has seen it and it has prepared with these roaches. Still going to lose the queen, though. But that being said, losing a queen for the third base.
Queen stays alive, nicely done. And
the queen stays alive.
Pisosa's like, fine, I won't take a fourth, I'll just kill you. But actually, these roaches for Kami have a really nice engagement here.
Yeah, this is a really nice engagement, that's true. But Pisosa still has the supply lead. He's reinforcing from 3 hatcheries as opposed to 2. So Pisosa can actually trade inefficiently right now, and he'll still be quite happy. And even that being said, he somehow came out on top of that engagement. I don't know how he did it.
Well, those reinforcing roaches kind of closed up the concave and took it for himself, and now... Kami, though, you know what? He's fighting like a man here. He's holding himself into this game, and it's not as one-sided as the numbers are really saying it. If he can get this third base go up and going here, he can kind of try to claw himself back in. But Pisosa trying to take another fourth here, and this time it's going unhindered.
Yeah, I think Kami needs to, or maybe needed to earlier, switch things up a little bit. Maybe go into quicker, maybe swarm hosts. That way you can start clawing your way back in on the units lost. But at this stage, Kami is trying to do the same thing as Pisosa, but Pisosa is just doing it better because of the nature of having a third base saturated, a fourth base, better upgrades, Hydralisk Den coming out.
Yeah, he's got Hydras in his army already. 6 more Hydras on the way. And, I mean... This is just looking bad. And look at this creep spread by Pisosa. Really good. Usually you don't focus on it on a ZVZ, but I guess when you're going roaches, it's really helpful when you're on the offensive and you want to get your roaches into the fight as fast as possible.
Yeah. It's
really
map
working
vision
out.
too.
Yeah, well, that also, yeah, definitely. Pretty much the whole
So
map is covered here. And Pisosa's just trying to figure out how he can get like a winning engagement here because behind all this, Kami's been continuing to make roaches. He hasn't made any drones, and that's what he needs to do. The army supply is
yeah,
not so different here, so the
this
only
is kind of
difference
that
is
that wonky
Hydras.
phase in ZVZ, isn't it, where you can kind of still come back as Cammy, but you have to win like this fight and the next fight.
Hmm.
Because he's essentially saying, okay, I'm all in on this Roach Force. He's just maxing out on Roach. He's actually building a few more drones, but I think it's probably superior at this stage just to max out on Roaches and maybe even grab bailing speed and some speed bailings and just go and see how much damage you can do. I mean, Pisosa is just waiting for a fourth base to come down and he's just going to pounce on it. That's Pisosa's game plan at the moment. Or he's just going to take a fight whenever he feels comfortable to. He's dictating where this game's going right now.
Yeah, he doesn't have to take a fight right now, but it's pretty close to both players being maxed out. I do like Pisosa's position a little bit better because of the extra Hydras he's got. But he definitely doesn't want to move into an engagement that's not going to be favorable here. So that's why he's kind of staying outside here. It looks like he's getting a little antsy, though, and he just wants to check things out. And here we go. The Roaches and Hydras are coming in. These Roaches are effectively surrounded here.
Both players actually moving forward very aggressively, both wanting to take this fight, but I think Pisosa's Hydras are going to come out on top, and even if they don't, he's got 4 bases worth of Roach Hydra going to come down the map and reinforce. I think actually Pisosa did underestimate the Roach Force from Cammy here. And Cammy was coming out on top here, but he's still down in supply. Cammy has to counterattack and probably kill this 4th base, but with these spine crawlers there, I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Oh, well, it'll work if they unburrow themselves and don't get burrowed in time, but finally the reinforcements are moving in here for Pisosa. I don't know, Kami's got a kind of scary army right now.
Yeah, he does have a scary army, but he still has to do some, I feel, some more damage here with this army. And Pisosa, with this creep threat that Pisosa has, he just has, like I said, like the map vision. He's seeing where Kami's moving to, and he's moving his army to match it, and Kami's not going to be able to get the damage done that he wants to. And we have a 1-0 lead for Pisosa.
Nicely done. That was an interesting game, and I think it was the like we've said a few times already that 4th base coming up here for Pisosa and just having the macro edge for most of the game is really what did it for him there. So nicely done. It was a good game, and that's going to move us into set number 2. And I think we want to do a countdown for that. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's do a countdown for it. All right, we're back here waiting for Akalon Waste to load up, and here it is, another ZVZ. Let's go ahead and introduce the players. I will introduce the orange Zerg in the top left corner of Akalon. It's going to be Kami for CT6.
And towards the bottom right-hand side of Akalon Waste, we have the pink Zerg player for all inspiration, the Captain Pisosa. Still open for the 9 pool. Come on, don't let me down. 9 pool. Go on. Don't build no. Nah, some overlords.
You know, something to note here is it could be possible that Pisosa is saving that 9 pool for his finals matchup, since at this point, when he played this game, the series had already been won. So
that's true. But I don't think he's got a 9 pool of Terran in a best of 1. So,
oh, it's a Terran. Okay, well,
yeah.
maybe not.
Maybe not. But yeah, it looks like both players are just droning. Actually, here we go. Here we go. 12 gas coming down from Cammy. 12 gas is that's an unusual gas timing.
Pretty early for sure. Usually it goes down on at least 13, right?
Yeah, like the one that Tang likes to do when he's aggressive, he goes 13 gas, 12 pool. 12 gas is interesting. We are going to be seeing the pool follow up on 12. So it looks like Cammy's fallback when he says, okay, I'm behind. How do I win a map? And he says he does a very early speedling, maybe baneling pressure.
Yeah, and he picked this map, right? It's loser picks. It's not winner picks like the other.
Yeah, so the winner gets to veto one map, and then the loser picks from the remaining maps.
Okay.
That's the updated rule, which I think
That's
I actually quite like. That's pretty cool.
yeah, it is pretty cool. I do like that. So if Kami picked this map, he went. He must really like this quick speed link
Hmm.
play. I mean, the ramp is wide open here at the natural. So P
Yeah,
Sosa
I mean,
actually
I think
dropped the
Pisosa
hatch
needs
first.
gas, to be quite honest. Pisosa loves his gasless play, but I think you need on this map three by three buildings and a spine crawler and a queen to fully wall off this ramp. So I would really like to see Pisosa take gas, but something tells me he isn't going to.
He doesn't really have a reason to until he scouts anything, I guess, in his mind, right? And I can get down with that.
Here we go. He is taking the gas. Thank God for that. Yeah.
Oh, it's that same delayed gas then. So for that Baneling nest, like you said. But this time it's a little bit different because these lings are already being made and going to be running
Mhm.
across the map right now.
Yeah, kind of getting a little bit supply blocked actually with these lings coming out, having to make a extractor and a spore crawler there. But these lings are coming out, and Pisosa says, "Well, these are some zerglings that shouldn't be made at this time. What's going on here?" He sees no natural, so now Pisosa is going to have to go into full lockdown. He might lose the natural. He's not sure. It's pretty far away. He's feeling he needs the spine crawler to come down. But are we going to see the speed or the baning nest first?
Hopefully it's the Baneling nest because if there's anything you've taught me, it's that if he goes for the speed, he's only going to be fighting from behind here. So
Yeah,
Baneling nest does
that's a
go
good
down.
decision.
And nice little wall off up here. He actually got himself a bit of a favorable fight there, even though he was down on lings. And this is pretty good for P. Sosa so far. 4 more lings are coming out. That spine is going to finish soon. He's also got a queen for help also. We do have more lings coming across the map for Kami, but they're kind of behind. So P. Sosa kind of stabilizing pretty well here.
Yeah, he's going to be throwing down 2 additional spine crawlers in the natural, but Kami is going up to a layer and a second gas on one base.
Oh no, who does stuff like
That's, I mean, I don't know. I wonder who does things like that. I mean, it might not be one base form host. Let's not rush to conclusions here. Maybe it's what else is bad? One base nidus? No, like.
Well, we'll see.
I don't know. One base Zerg with a layer isn't my area of expertise. Like maybe Sin should be casting this game.
I don't think he'd be very happy if we thought we were going to be seeing a swarm host play here because there's no 3 spines, there's no extra queens, there's no nothing like that. But the spire goes down here, so
One base spire. That is interesting. Like there are some like niche applications for this kind of build. It's a very old school build. I think Zen came up with it back when Scrap Station was a map. If you remember that map.
I
Were
think
you around
so.
for that map?
Yes,
Yeah, that was dreadful.
that was when I was bronze.
Yeah, that
was
big
tearing,
U-shaped
too.
map where you just fly over and you're like, oh yeah, I'm here at 6:30. What's up? Yeah, one base muter is kind of weird. I'm not sure how well this is going to work. I think it's purely relying on Pisos not scouting it because you're going to have maybe 4-5 muses popping out, and a spore crawler will demolish that. So I think it's mostly relying on Pisos not scouting it, but you wouldn't expect one base muser.
No, and
I didn't. You didn't. No,
You
none
know-
of us did.
You know what's kind of funny here too? That Pisos is not actually investing in extra queens at his main and natural, so he's losing out on extra injects here. And he could have made a couple extra queens, and then that would have really helped against this muta play. But when this spire finishes, there's going to be exactly 4 mutas that could be made. And I think if he had 4
Yeah.
queens, he'd be able to shred those mutas pretty easily. So I don't know. Looks like he's finally.
This game is gonna get weird.
Well-
Yeah, 4 mutas coming out. He might go for a 5th one.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a 5th muta. But you don't have that much gas for this kind of play. I mean, you can make what, like, you have 200 gas a minute, I think, is it? 100 gas a minute? It's either that or every 30 seconds. I'm not sure what exactly the income is.
I think it's a
over
minute.
time.
So
So
224
2 mutas
gas
a
per
minute.
Yeah.
This muta count is going to build up, but it's going to be really slow. And I think Pisosa has realized now with these mutas just flying past this overlord, but he's going to realize soon as these overlords start dying to mutas at like the 8-minute mark from a 1-base cheese, which is really weird. So he's going to be throwing down the spore crawlers. He's throwing down a lot of spore crawlers. You don't want to under-defend in this situation against Mutas. But it'll be interesting to see where Pisosa decides to take the game from here, and also where Cammy decides to take the game from here, because this build is so wonky. I mean, you got to remember that Cammy is one game down. He has to win this game, and he says 12 gas, 12 pool into one base Muta is my 100% game-winning move.
Well, we'll have to see here. Mutas are finally coming in here. He's killing a lot of Overlords, supply blocking Pisosa right now, so he's going to be 2 Overlords supply blocked, and he only has 400 minerals, so he's going to have to make 3 Overlords here just to be able to make more units. I don't know, these Mutas, I mean, right now, that seems like a nice number.
Yeah,
he's switching into drones.
Really like these Mutas. Yeah, I mean, he's not fearing, oh my god, this Spore just casually kills a Muta. That is huge from Cammy there, mismicroing there slightly. That's just, oh my god, he's lost another one!
Another one goes down. Pisos even got the cancel on that other Spore there, so nicely played there.
Yeah, Pisos feeling confident, must be cancelling the Spore Crawler, but he still doesn't have anything that really shoots up, apart from like a few queens. He's building additional queens, so if his choice is going to be queens against Mutas, he's probably going to be aiming for some kind of Nidus Worm play, because queens don't walk across the map. Don't be silly, they're too royal to do that.
Well, look at this, though. Kami securing a pretty major drone lead now, and he's switching into Roach. And you know what? Einherjar actually played a game very similar to this not too long ago, but he didn't go 1 base Spire. I think it was a fast 2 base Spire.
2 base is more standard, yeah.
Yeah, and he used the Mutas to keep the Zerg opponent at home, and then just switched into Roach Hydra behind it, and then completely just had a huge army because of all the droning he's able to do. And we can see more drones coming out for Kami here, and he's getting a lot of Roaches, and eventually his army supply is going to be much bigger than Pisosa, who has to stay home and make spores and play defense and make extra queens and all that.
Yeah, I mean, Pisosa is just down in supply now as well. Like this Muta build order, even though it was only 5 Mutas from 1 base, it really threw Pisosa off, it seems. It seems like he is not either prepared or fully equipped to deal with this kind of Muta play. Maybe it was just the fact that he chose not to do the follow-up scout into Cammy's base, because a 1-base Muta, I mean, that's so weird. That's so good, evidently, in this situation. Oh my god, he squashed his own Ling with the rock. Rip Ling, rocks have 1 kill.
These 2 on the outside are just like, no! He's getting a third base.
Just taking a 3rd base, and meanwhile, this is normally what happens in Muta versus Roaches. The Muta player with maybe 12 Mutas from 2 base moves around the map and says, you know what, Roach player, you're not going to take a 3rd base for a while. I'm going to take a 3rd base, drone it up, and then I'm going to overwhelm you with lots more of probably less upgraded Roaches because you went into Mutas. But even so, just the sheer numbers is enough, and it looks like that's what Cammy's going to do here.
Yep, and he can take these 3 Mutas and clear creep with it and shoot these Roaches a little bit.
This game is so wonky.
And I think Pisosa, I mean, he's having a hard time figuring out what to do here. He's making Roaches. He's getting +2, though. So the army supplies are actually starting to get into, well, just as I say that, Kami takes the lead back again. But it's pretty close. That's, you know, that's something.
Yeah.
But the 3rd base isn't operational yet. As soon as this 3rd base pops up, which is right now, Kami has a lead.
I'd really like to see an infestation pit from Pisosa, honestly. Given his what he's been spending on, which is Roaches, which is mineral heavy, Spore Crawler is mineral heavy, he's building up a lot of gas, even just running on 3 gas geysers. So a few infestors, not necessarily to catch the Mutas, because there's only 3 of them, but just to threaten the Mutas, and then whenever he goes to fight, if he has a few fungals to help lock down Cammy's Roach count, that would really help out, I think, in this stage. But he's going to go for the fight anyway, and he does have a lot of Roaches.
Yeah,
he chose 40 against 40.
He chose a good time because Kami just made 10 drones, but this engagement is not really the best for Pisosa, fighting up a hill, getting surrounded here, and he's going to have to go back. Both players have speed, and this fight also not looking too good for Pisosa with defender's advantage for Kami. These Roaches are going to get chewed up here, and then the counterattack is going to be real.
Yeah, this really indicates here the power of
the Mutas are helping.
Having defender's advantage and having the 3rd base up before your opponent.
Right.
Cammy's Roaches are worse in quality. They're +1 against +2, but he had the superior concave, and he has more roaches coming out of these eggs. We see 11 coming out for Cami and just 3 for Pisosa as he tries to take the third base, but I don't think it's going to be. Well, I mean, actually, there's a lot of defensive structures. We got the Great Wall of Pisosa coming up here, but
Yeah, and it's
Cami
a
can just
nice
max out.
It's the one thing he really needs in order to secure this third here. But the supply differences are so huge right now. Kami's got a 50, almost 60 supply lead right now.
And these 3 mutas, they're still alive. That's,
They can
flying
still.
around. It's good. He's being active with them, saying, "Okay, you're not on a fourth base. That's cool." I mean, he knows that he's ahead, so you've got to think, well, how can I not be ahead? And like just a random base coming up that you miss, or missing an upgrade, stuff like that. He's making sure he's not cutting any corners at this stage. Pisosa, that is.
Kami's scouting has been stellar this game. Even earlier on, when Pisos was building all those spines, Kami was just continually sending in a Ling just to go see what the army looks like. He's keeping very active with these mutas. He's got changelings all over the place. He knows what's up this game, and I think that just goes to show how much scouting can really help you out when someone like Pisos is struggling against you, because you know what they're doing at every turn.
Yeah, and this roach count from Kami is getting absolutely absurd. We have 63 roaches against the 36 of Pisosa, and we can't forget the 3 Mutalisks as well. They are going to be the game changer in this fight.
Yep. Well, nothing can kill them except for the queen. So.
Oh,
Well, the
there's one
spores are in
Spore
place, yeah.
and that is more than a match for these 3 mutas. But here we go. Kami is charging forward. He has so many more roaches than Pisosa. And he's just saying, yep, I'm going to lose all of my Mutalisks to the Spore Crawler, but he doesn't actually care at this stage.
No, Pisosa knows what's going on now. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a GG pretty quickly. 21 more roaches being made at home for Kami to follow this up. Fourth base drop down. This is a no-win situation for Pisosa.
Yeah. And even right now, we still have Pisosa with the gas bank. I really would have liked to have seen that go into infestors of some kind, or maybe just pull out of gas at that stage.
Yeah.
All of this gas is just sat floating. That's unfortunate. I mean, it's nice to see that Pisosa is continuing to fight on, but it's just coming to terms with what happened this game.
He's moving the overlords. He's trying to smother his own units with his own overlords so that Kami can't click on them. But then he GG'd.
Yeah, this game was very strange.
Yeah, not every day can you say I lost to a one-base Spire opening.
Genuinely, as well. Like, that wasn't even like a troll or a throw. That was a genuine one-base Spire.
Yeah, it had a plan and it executed it, and now Pisosa knows. So we'll see in Game 3 if Kami pulls out another very original build, or if he's going to try to play more standard. But let's go to that countdown that we love so much, and we'll get into our last game of the night.
Now read the world. Oh yeah. I'm gone.
All right, we're back on Cloud Kingdom with the last game of the night, another ZVZ between these two great players. Let's go ahead and introduce the pink Zerg player in the top right corner of the map, spawning for Team All Inspiration, currently tied 1-1 in this series. And losing to a Spire first, or one-base Spire play, sorry, it's going to be Pisosa. I feel like I have to poke him a little bit because he's like poking me constantly, so. I haven't lost to a one-base Spire yet.
Yeah, and sadly we don't see a 9 pool. I'm so sad. Either way, we have our orange Zerg to the bottom left of Cloud Kingdom for CT6. It is Kami. Now here's the interesting point. Does Kami do the same build again? Because we saw that it really threw Pisosa off in the previous game, but that was on Kami's map pick. Kami said, okay, you can't go gasless and wall off on Akalan. I'm going to do this build, and it's going to work really well. But this is now Pisosa's map choice. So we're going to see the same? It's not the same, no, because he's going up to 14 drones.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to play more standard. which I don't know if that's really a good thing. I mean, I don't know Kami personally, so I've never casted a game of his before. His team put him in for the ace match in a semifinals series, so I assume he's really good. So
Yeah.
his
Well, he
macro,
took a game off Pisosa.
well, yeah, of course, definitely. But he was doing something strange, and he kind of threw Pisos off that way. But in most games, I see Pisos play that go relatively standard. I got to give him the game about 75% of the time. So, just with how well I know his play style and how good his macro is, and even his little micro tricks too, I wouldn't want to play standard against him unless I knew
Yeah.
I was just as good or better. So, I mean, that's not to say anything against Kami here. He is going to go with a quicker pool and gas before hatch. So, trying to probably put on a little bit of aggression.
Yeah, I agree. This early circling speed, like this hatchery timing, it looks like a pool hatch timing, but it's really hard to tell sometimes if that gas is just squeezed in between the pool and the hatch, like Kami did this game. I wonder if Pisosa has realized that there is, in fact, a gas going down. I think when you go hatch first, it's really hard to discern the difference between a pool gas hatch and a pool hatch gas, which are two
Right.
very different things. This is a faster speed than you'd normally expect. And is Pisosa going to be prepared for this?
And I like the idea of going with a quick Zergling speed because if your opponent's not ready for it, then you can usually just win, right? And even if they are ready for it, you can still get some damage done if you slip into the main or if you get some drone kills in the natural.
He's doing a speedling flood as well.
Yeah. And
Like,
Pisosa, I
his
mean,
drone's coming down.
he's got a spine coming, but he's mostly making drones. So he's going to spot this now with the Overlord. And I think some Lings are moving across the map here, so he knows about a couple of the Zerglings, but he's about to realize.
Yeah, with these drones that Kami pulled down into the natural, they use it to try and fake Pisosa out and say, hey, look, I'm droning. Look, these are drones that I've just made, honestly. But there's actually only like 10 drones in the main. So
That's
Kami
a really
is
good
just
play.
Yeah, Kami is just gonna keep building Zerglings, and it seems to have fooled Pisosa. He's droning up. He's going up to 4 queens, but Pisosa doesn't seem to be having any other defensive structures come down, or any more queens, or no Evo chambers, no gas.
Kami is waiting quite a while to move out. He does finally move out now. I guess he was waiting for speed to finish as opposed to move out while it was on the way. Oh, I like that. Pisosa not greedy enough to keep his queens there to take out that Overlord. He's actually going to move them all and try to wall off here. Move all the Lings, or drones, sorry, into the main and try to hold this off. That spine's going to go down pretty quickly here, but there's 4 queens shooting at these Lings.
That is a double queen wall off. I think Pisosa is just fully confident against this. He's got a 10 supply lead right now. He's got some slow lings popping out, but Pisosa was even waiting there to see how much Kami is going to commit before he spends his lava right now. So he's going to see, okay, do I want to be building drones? Do I want to be building lings? Still not doing anything, actually, but it seems he's just actually feeling quite confident to go into the Roach Warren.
Yeah, he's going to make some lings. Those lings were pulled underneath Pisosa's Overlord, so he can see them there and knew how to react. He's not going to get ling speed forever. I'm probably just going to completely skip it, to be honest, because there's no point of waiting that long.
Yeah, so Pisosa still has this interesting problem of these speedlings keep darting in and saying, yo, you want to wall off? I'm going to start like poking it down. You got to uproot your spine crawler to move it closer up to try and wall off. And these speedlings are still poking in saying, oh, you no droning? Cool. Meanwhile, Kami is slowly adding drones to his natural. He's slowly climbing up in the income in comparison to Pisosa. And Kami's going to dart in again and say, yep, drones. Oh, nothing there. Cool. Time to leave again.
Yep.
He's keeping Pisosa honest.
I think Pisosa's at a point, though, where he could probably move a queen to the main and one to the natural as well and at least start injecting larvae because his money is starting to move up there. And he wants to get these roaches out, so he needs some more larvae.
Yeah, I think Pisosa maybe he's met his match against some aggressive wonky builds coming out from Kami. He's tried the macro thing somewhat in game 1. He tried like a Baneling bust to start, but went into the macro and it kind of fell apart. But games 2 and now game 3, where he's brought out the stranger builds, they seem to be confusing Pisosa a little bit maybe.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's stopping P. Sosa from being able to mine off of 2 bases, and that's not. I don't think P. Sosa is very comfortable on just 1 base income. So finally, he's going to bust out these spines, and he's going to sort of secure his natural here. And you know what? He's not all that far behind Kami in terms of worker count. So this might actually normalize here.
I think it actually will. The interesting thing to come down next is Cammy going to go for the Spire again? It worked so well for him in game one, even if it was a one-base Spire. But if he could do that much work with 5 Muses, how much is he going to do with like 8, 10, 12, 15? That's going to be pretty crazy. And as he's taking all 4 gases now, before even fully saturating the mineral lines, there's the Spire going down. We are going to be seeing the Mutas come out again, and this time from a real economy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still 2 bases, but that is enough to at least get more than 5 mutas out, for sure.
Yeah.
Pisos is just going into the regular Roach style. He's got +1 attack and Roach speed on the way. He's staying away from that Link speed, I think. He hasn't gotten it yet, so I guess he doesn't care at all about that. I don't know. I'd probably throw it in there just because of the fact that he has Lings on the field already, and he could reinforce with Speedlings, but he's happy to just stick with the Roaches, and I think he's going to go for another strong 2-base play.
Supply block, personally, but I mean, Pisosa prefers having his Zerglings just like trail along behind. But here we have a huge Speedling run by as soon as Pisosa moves out.
He gets the
Speedlings are going straight in.
The Queens do get to the ramp nice and fast. Beautiful reaction time by Pisosa there, but also great reaction time by Kami here. I think he's got an Overlord somewhere that saw the Roachers moving out or something, but he made a really good decision at that one moment to dart in. Nice play by both players, and Pisosa is going to end up defending it pretty well. 3 spines is pretty good. I'd like to see him lift those spines up and come and burrow them into Kami's natural, but there's a lot of spines going down, so that wouldn't work.
Yeah, the other thing is with Kami having this many Speedlings out on the map, he could just douse in then and ransack Pisosa's natural. And Kami is really respecting the amount of Roaches that Pisosa has. He's throwing down another 4 Spine Crawlers, making sure that he doesn't die to any Roach counter-attack or even Roach bailing attack, which you can even do against a Mutalist player in ZVZ.
Oh,
but
that third base
are going to be popping out. Yeah.
That third base is not going to get up. It's going to be canceled. No, not going to be canceled. So 300 minerals down the drain. And Pisosa committing to this Roach attack, but I don't think he knows about all these spines here, and now he does. And he's not going to be able to kill this.
I think he can kill this, but he's going to take a lot of damage, and with the Speedlings coming in from behind and the Mutalists in the front, Pisosa is going to be losing all of these units. He might be able to run into the mineral line and get some drone kills, and he's going to have to, because he won't have time to run back across the map. So how many drones can Pisosa kill right now whilst he builds up back at home?
Well, he's got 2 right now. Or 1 right now, actually. And you know what? He's trying to shoot the Spire. He's not going to get that. Absolutely 1 drone went down right there.
Yeah, that's not worth it there for Pisosa. I think he tunnel visioned too much on the Spire at this case. To be honest, Kami doesn't even need the Spire anymore. The Spire has done its work. He has this many Mutas. The Mutas grant him map control. He can just walk up to this third base, and he's probably going to kill it again. He can kill the building Spore Crawler. He can kill the 2 Queens. He can kill the Hatchery. He can take his own hatchery, and then he can go into Roaches again. But at this stage, it's kind of an optional thing. Do you keep building Muses, or do you go into Roaches from a 3-base versus 2-base scenario? It's really up to Kami at this stage. He's dictating what's going on.
Yeah, well, there's no Hydrodin down either, so he could honestly just keep making Mutas too if he wanted to.
Here's the Nidus network. Here we go. Pisosa is going for the all-in follow-up, hoping that with a large enough Queen count and enough transfuses, you can handle a Mutalist player pretty nicely, especially if you'll suddenly teleport your entire army to his base, which is pretty neat.
I don't know, though. These Mutas are very mobile, and there's lots of them, and there's Speedlings on the map as well. So if he moves his whole army onto the other side of the map, these Speedlings can just run into the main. There's no spines up there.
Yeah, and we do see Kami is getting his own Roach Warren now, so he will be able to handle the Roaches of Pisosa in the later game, but we do see that Pisosa is going to drop the Nidus Worm in Kami's main base. How will Kami react? Is he going to see it?
Well, he's got a bunch of Roaches. These Roaches are going to spawn right in the main here. Yeah, he's clicking over there. He knows about it.
Is that too late, though? The Nidus Worm is going to go off, and Pisosa, is he going to unload? He only gets a few units out, though. Oh, he's transfusing the Nidus Worm. Oh my god. Oh, half of the units get out.
Yeah.
Ah, there's still a few queens in there though, and these transfuses aren't going off on the queens. All of the queens are going down now. All of the roaches are going to die, follow suit, and this attack didn't really work. And now that the first Nidus Worm has been spotted, I don't think a second Nidus Worm is going to be able to get up. That's all that Kami is paying attention to right now is the minimap. Is there a Nidus Worm? Is there a Nidus Worm? Where is this next Nidus Worm going to come? Because he knows that Pisosa can't just go and take a third base still.
Yeah, and Pisosa looks like he's just going to make roaches. He's just going to defend his natural as best he can. If he can hold it off and like miraculously kill all the mutas with the roaches, then he will. But no, these spores are going to go down, and that's a lot of mutas. And he's moving into roaches. He's still making some mutas too. Yeah, this is going to be a game where Pisosa just tries to defend for maybe 3 or 4 more minutes, I think, and then once it becomes really apparent that he can't really claw back in, he's just going to GG.
Yeah, I mean, Pisosa has maybe one more attack in him. You can, like, try and kind of max out, but even so, I think he needs something that isn't Queens for his anti-air right now. I was saying Infestus the previous game, I'd still like Infestus, to be honest, with this many mutas out.
Yeah,
you
there's
could
more
get a
mutas.
fungal off, or at least threaten them. He has a bank for Hydras that he could afford as well.
Just
I
lost
think
14
you just need...
drones.
Yeah, I mean... Seems like mutas are Pisosa's Achilles heel.
Could be, and there's a
I think
GG.
so as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if he really scattered anything, but he just realized his position here, and it was well played by Kami. Nicely done.
Winning
And I
the
think
ace match for CT6.
Yep. So if the season was or if the series was closer, that would have been extremely key. Luckily for All Inspiration, though, we did clear that earlier in the series, so we still take the win. But Pisosa goes down, which is not something
down.
we get to see every day. Stark goes down, which is not something we get to see every day. But you know what? The Gold Leaguers really stepped it up. The Plat Leaguers really stepped it up. Operator had a great game. TV Ham was like
That was
stellar.
so one-sided. Yeah, those
Yeah.
two guys. Oh my god.
Yeah, those
Wrecking
two really,
face.
really stepped up. Minimum Rage as well. The game was a little bit closer, but still, you know, he played extremely well, which is to be expected. Him and yeah, I mean, All Inspiration takes the week, which is great. That leads to us playing in the finals, which is going to be casted on Monday night on this same channel, by the way. So make sure you catch that. We're going to be facing Team Confederation
Again.
They
Facing in
took
week
us
7.
out. Yeah, they took us out in week 7, but I don't. As Pisosa said in the captain interviews on the site, I don't think that really mattered because we sent out a lot of new guys. There was a lot of walkovers. Don't take too much stock in that. We're going to be trying our absolute hardest. Worth noting is I'm actually going to be casting that series with Couchy from Team Unrivaled. So what I've actually done is taken myself right out of team chats everywhere, and I have absolutely no idea what's been happening so far. So.
Living the hermit life for StarCraft 2 for a week.
Dude, it's tough. I find myself like whenever there's like 5 minutes where I have nothing to do, I'm like, damn it, I can't read team chat. I don't know what's going on. I'm having team withdrawals, but that's okay.
It'd be a nice Christmas present to get back in it.
Yes, starting on Monday, so only a few days away here. Really pumped for that. It's the finals. I mean, Team All In has really come into themselves lately. In the first season, not really doing too well. Second season, coming 3rd place. I'm not called GWOW, Casey. Pisosa.
Well, you got to do something in the meantime.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I can't even talk to you guys anymore. But anyway, I don't really have much else to say unless you do. It's probably really late for you, isn't it? Like 6 o'clock in the morning?
5 past 6, yeah.
Sun's going to be coming up soon.
My brain is like... My brain is going to be falling out of my ears, but I have a headset on, so it's fine.
Yeah, keep them in there. But yeah, that was a good set of games. A lot of good play. I really liked seeing the operator play this season, and TB Ham just showing really good games as well. So, yeah, let's close this out then.
Yeah, I'll see you guys whenever I next do the cast. I guess this is my last CTL cast for this season.
Yeah.
For a bit.
But you can catch us over on twitch.tv/allinspiration if you want to see any of our content. We do a lot of CTL casts, but also going to be doing some random games that our players play. Also going to try to get some coaching done. I know Stark and I have been talking about that, trying to see what we can do. Replay analysis,
Internal
that type of
tournament
thing.
too.
Internal tournament going to be coming up very shortly in a few weeks. We actually haven't even really gotten into that, into setting that up too much, but it will be coming. So stay tuned if you guys like our style and how we cast. I know we lent our skills to the CTL channel this week, just because semifinals kind of belong here. The finals belong here as well, no doubt. But we do our stuff over on our channel, so make sure you hit that up. And I think I'm done. So
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Yeah, Stark's done. I'm done. Sin's probably done too. So let's go ahead and close this out. Thanks very much for watching. It was a pleasure casting on this channel, and hopefully we see you over on the other side.
See you guys.
Now read the world. Oh yeah. I'm gone.
All for you and I.